What's going on, internet? I'm super excited today because I'm starting a new video series where I'll be posting weekly videos explaining the process I go through when setting up my gear and my opinion on the gear that I use. Let me start off by saying that with a fresh start in 2018, I've realized that I've suffered in creating these style videos because work gets in the way. But it's time to stop putting all of my good ideas on the back burner and start dropping some fire content on this channel. Are you with me? Good, I hope so, because I hope I'm not talking to myself when I do these style videos. So before we get started, I'll give you a little bit about me. My name is Koji Samaldi. I'm from the Panhandle in Florida, and I just recently moved to St. Petersburg to pursue filmmaking full time. I've been a videographer for about 5 years, but in the past 2 years, I got really serious about it. And in the past year, I opened up my business called Optimal Cinema, where I provide video services for businesses, artists, corporations, musicians, speakers, restaurants, you name it, sporting events, anything that needs video, I've done a video for it. And I've learned a lot the past year in business and in freelancing. I'll go ahead and say it. You can't do it unless you're willing to stay consistent with delivering value and you're consistent with implementing what you learn. Write that down. Stay consistent with delivering value and stay consistent with implementing what you learn. That's all you need to know on how to become a freelance or open your own business doing video. So with that being said, nice to meet you and thanks for clicking on this video. I'm going to use this channel on this platform full of eager creators just like me to deliver value and provide content, and hopefully along the way, pass off what I've learned over the course of my career. So, are you still with me? Great, let's get right into it. So welcome to my first video of 2018. In this video, I'll be explaining and kind of showing you my Glidecam setup. This is my Glidecam, XR4000. If you want to get a stabilizer that you can walk and get walking shots with and panning and tilting shots that are smooth without busting your wallet for an $800 electronic gimbal, then go with a Glidecam. They're affordable, they will last a while, you don't need batteries, you don't need chargers, you just put your camera on top, level it out, and then you go shoot. On this Glidecam, I shoot with my Sony a6300. I have a Comlight adapter for Canon lenses, so all my Canon lenses I can put onto the Sony. I only use the Sony kit lens whenever I'm vlogging because it has autofocus, and whenever I'm shooting films or anything professional, I usually do manual focus. Spoiler alert, it's not the easiest thing to do, it just takes a lot of practice, so keep practicing if you want to shoot manual focus using a Sony on a Glidecam. So basically what I've done on this Glidecam is I've put a quick release plate where I can just put my Sony right on top. It spins around like this. This is my fidget spinner. It's not even really balanced right now, but so one reason that I really like having the Sony opposed to my Canon, which has great autofocus, but it's kind of heavy and I don't get that 120 or 60 frames a second that I get with the Sony, which helps my footage look so much more cinematic when I edit it. The pros, no, I'm just kidding. The pros about having the Sony on top of this Glidecam is that I'm able to shoot a high frame rate with this body. And that makes Steadicam footage really cinematic if you're in focus. Now keep in mind, when shooting on a Sony with an adapter on not a native lens, you're not gonna get an autofocus like you would with a Sony lens on a Sony body. Just keep that in mind. For me, I love it because it's a challenge. I'll put this bad boy on top of this, try and run around with a few gliding shots. I'll go look in post and they're all out of focus. So it just makes it more challenging for me to shoot manual. I appreciate it more, but don't do it if you're not ready. If you want to throw your Canon 70D, your 80D, your 1DX Mark II on top of this, by all means do it. It's just going to be a little bit heavier, and for my taste, I like having the Sony shoot high frame rate. Now the type of shots that you can get with a Glidecam are shots like walking shots. I have some examples from a music video that I just recently shot. You can pop off a quicker shot than you could with a shoulder rig. I mean, I've shot with a shoulder rig plenty of times, and I would favor shooting with a Glidecam. When you get a little bit further into the filmmaking process and the filmmaking experience, you start acquiring gear like quick plates and quick release plates that fit on all your cameras and all your tripods and all your stabilizers and gimbals, so that you can easily swap this. I could put the Sony on that tripod and then put that Canon on here and shoot completely different cameras with the ease of a quick plate. So just a tip, if you want to swap between tripods and stabilizers and cameras and you don't have time and you're in the field and you're shooting a wedding or something, get quick release plates because they help a lot. I'll link them down in the description below. Back to the stabilizer. It's really nice to have that walking shot when you're talking, when you have someone talking straight at the camera and they have something to say. You don't want it to be all jittery and distracting. You want to put your camera on top of a stabilizer to where you're walking backwards and hopefully you have someone guiding you so you don't run into a pole or something. But you have your talent in front of you, you're walking backwards, and your shot is simply stabilized.
What's going on, everyone? KB3 signing in here, and I'm very excited to share with you our 4-part mini course that we just created for you. It is going from mindset to market. What I mean by that is we're going to actually teach you on how to alter your mindset to be seeking new opportunities.
So let me show you the process of balancing one of these stabilizers with a camera on top. First of all, life hack. I was taught this in TV production. Get yourself a nice light stand, or one that you may have laying around. Extend her on real tight, maybe chest high. Then grab the handle of your Glidecam. Slide that baby right in. And there you go. Basically, you just fiddle with all these screws and you move this plate around. Of course, it's easier said than done. You fiddle with all these screws and you move this plate around until your Glidecam and your camera are perfectly balanced. Boom. There you have it. She looks pretty balanced, and I'm gonna run outside and get a couple of example shots with this setup and without this setup to show you the difference in shots that you can get. Before I head outside, I kind of want to give you guys a little bit of insight on a tip that I've learned. When shooting with a Glidecam and a lens that can zoom, make sure you balance for what focal length you want to have your lens on. This Sigma 17 to 50 actually pushes the lens face out, where some Canon L lenses won't move the lens in and out at all. So just be careful when shooting with lenses on a Glidecam. Just keep that one focal length balance. Well, there you have it, guys. My first video of 2018, explaining the gear that I use and talking about my opinion on it as well. Today we talked about shooting on a Glidecam with the a6300 and a Sigma 17 to 50. If you guys enjoyed this style video and you want to see more like this weekly, please like and subscribe and share my channel, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Later.